Good morning. Welcome to the Community Review on Hot 92.3. I'm Josefa Salinas, your host. We are celebrating profiles in life and success. It's been an amazing run on this series. We've had so many really cool people to talk to and profile and look at, everybody from celebrities to our heroes in the neighborhood and people championing just amazing causes. And we've got somebody with a fabulous, amazing, unbelievable story right here with us right now. This gentleman will be celebrating his 10 years as a recipient of a successful kidney transplant. Mike Jones is on the phone with us to talk to us about that transplant and then his One Miracle Celebration of Life Foundation and its mission to bring awareness and educate the community about organ donation and transplantation, which is right on everybody's mind right now after that thing that happened over at USC. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning. How are you, Josefa?
I am absolutely fabulous. And you just called me the name that I got called when I was in trouble.
Uh-oh.
Josefina. Josefina! Oh, I am really great, really great. And you must just celebrate life every morning you wake up.
That I do. I give thanks to the Lord Almighty. Just let him know. Thanks for allowing me to wake up and experience this incredible gift that I have received.
So let's talk about that. Let's go back 10 years and talk about what led you to needing a kidney transplant.
Okay. Well, started out when I was like 17 years old. Had a terrible automobile accident, fell asleep at the wheel, going about 95 miles per hour, and busted up about 85% of my body. Broke both my legs, broke my collarbone, broke both my jawbones, busted my chin in 3 places, had a concussion, and had severe trauma to my body. 3 hospitals gave up on me. Went to a 4th hospital. The doctor said, we have the technology, we can rebuild you. I'm just like the $6 million man.
Wow.
One thing they did say is they said that one doctor told me that if he didn't set my foot just right, I would walk with a permanent limp for the rest of my life. Thank goodness he said it just right, because in a year and a half later, I was dancing on Soul Train.
There you go.
So what ended up happening was, even though I grew up in the inner city, the doctor did tell me, in about 20 years, because of the incredible trauma to your body, something is going to break down. You're either going to die a victim of circumstances to live in the inner city, or your body's going to break down. When you're a 17, 18-year-old kid, you're not trying to hear all that. Mm-hmm. So I just basically blew that off. Said, yeah, whatever, doc. Yeah, whatever. You don't know what you're talking about. But 20 years and 6 months to the day, I had a migraine headache. Didn't realize what the migraine headache was for. I knew that I played baseball, played some football, so I was pretty much in tune with my body, and I knew that this was more than just a Advil or Tylenol style of headache. So when I went to the hospital, there was a nurse practitioner there. She said, let me just check you out, because we're losing too many of our young African-American men these days. So they gave me a full-blown physical. I'm at home on Thanksgiving back in 1997, and I get a phone call, and the phone call said, do you want to see your son? Asked me, do you want to see your son graduate from high school? He was 8 at the time. And I was like, well, duh, yes.
Right.
So you need to be in here first thing in the morning. So I got there the next morning. Doctors tell me that I had end-stage renal disease, to where I had 5% function in both my kidneys, and that they don't know how I was standing, because there's a toxin in your body, a toxicity level, when you have to go on dialysis, and that number is like 1.6. That's kind of a warning sign to say you need to go on dialysis. My number was over 18.
Jeez.
And they had no idea how I was standing, walking, or doing anything. So it was like, okay, so I had to start on dialysis. I didn't know what dialysis was. I did my own research, went and talked to a couple of people, ended up going to a dialysis center to find out what this dialysis is all about. I ended up going to this dialysis center and went in the room, talked to the people in the room. I said, I want to speak to someone about dialysis. Everybody said, well, you can speak to this person, that person, but don't speak to this person over here in the corner. And he was a bitter old man in the corner, grumbling, attitude for days. So don't leave Mr. DuBose alone. Leave him alone. He's just a grumpy old man. I said, if you want to find out something about it from someone, go to someone that's been through it. I said, let me go talk to this man. So I sat down with him for 4 hours just to find out what this whole dialysis thing was all about. And he broke it down to me with he didn't sugarcoat anything. And that's what I truly needed. Got the information that I needed, made a conscientious decision, started doing dialysis. The biggest thing about dialysis is the way it's portrayed is that people don't have energy. People don't have life. They don't have their life in their hands. They don't know what's going on with them. When I was going through dialysis, I saw a man that was 72 years old on a cruise ship on a dialysis machine, living his life to the fullest. He's 72. I'm 38. I'm sitting there going, okay, let me see here. 72, living life. 38, sit on this machine watching people in front of me die. Which way do I want to go?
Mm-hmm.
So I sat down and I said, I'm going to do what that man did. The doctors were telling me, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that. I became the biggest rebel on dialysis. I asked my doctors, why can't I? They said, just not possible. Says who? Says me. Why? Because I studied medicine. I asked my doctor point blank, I said, Doctor, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been on dialysis before? My doctor said, well, no, I haven't. I said, do you have an idea who my God is? The doctor said, well, no, I don't. I said, so let me see here. You haven't been where I am, nor do you know who my God is. But yet instead you can tell me what I can and cannot do. I said, okay, I got you. I can't do dialysis and play softball? Okay, not a problem. I go out and play softball, come back and tell them what I did. Oh, I can't do dialysis and go on a plane or a train or a car? I can't do that? Really? I go off and do it and come back and tell them what I did. His reply to me was like, how in the heck are you doing this? You're just a rebel and you don't want to follow the orders. I said, whose orders? You have not been in my body. You're not me. You're not the one on dialysis. I am. I'm going to incorporate this procedure into my lifestyle as opposed to my lifestyle into this procedure.
Right.
I'm going to live my life to the fullest. And you can say whatever you want to say, Doc, but you haven't been where I am, so I'm going to do what I'm going to do. Now I became the biggest rebel on dialysis. But one thing I can say, I did know that I did need a kidney. I would eventually need to have a transplant. Now you couple this, they diagnosed with kidney disease. On the same day I was diagnosed with kidney disease, my dad was diagnosed with colon cancer.
Wow.
He died 30 days later.
30 days?
30 days later, my dad died of cancer. Well, actually, he beat the cancer and died of pneumonia in the hospital trying to regroup from beating the cancer. Move fast forward. 5 months later, I was married at the time. My son was 8. My wife felt she couldn't hang. She up and left me and took my son. So I just lost my dad. My wife up and leaves me. I got this kidney disease. I had all the makings going down to, as I call it, the dark side. What I do, I stay strong with just me and God and my mom. My mom just had her leg amputated the following year. So just the two of us. My sister, who was an actress, she was on the road doing her acting. So I'm dealing with all this. All these things that are going on. But I'm pulling through. God is keeping me strong, and I'm doing what I need to do. But I did know I had to have a transplant eventually. So one day I took this self-development course. A friend of mine who's an actress, Wendy Raquel Robinson, you remember from the Steve Harvey show.
Uh-huh.
She was took this show called The Landmark. And said it's a self-development class, good thing. I had nothing to do. I was off of work for 30 months on disability, just doing what I needed to do. So I took the self-development class. When I walked into the class, one of the rules of the class was, if you have to leave for any reason, you need to tell the class why. I'm a 40-year-old man. I'm grown. I'm going to tell somebody when I got to leave. Teacher, I'm going to leave. See ya. But my thing was, okay, let me follow the rules. I knew that one morning I had to do dialysis that morning before class. So I told the teacher, I said, I'm going to be late in the morning because I have to do dialysis. Dialysis, what's that? It's a disease that I have. So I go. The next morning, the class starts. I get there. I get to the back of the room. No one sees. The class is going. They say, hey, teach, the mic's not here yet. I said, yes, I'm here in the back of the room. The class is like, well, what's going on? I said, well, I just came back from my dialysis, and I'm just trying to get my energy back. So the class is like, wow, are you okay? So yeah, I'll be just fine. So the class is like, well, what is dialysis? So I had to explain to the class what this dialysis is all about. So someone said, well, hey, wouldn't it be great if we found you a kidney? I said, well, yeah, that would be fantastic. But I said people being nice, showing empathy, the whole thing. By the time this 3-day seminar was over, this one lady came up to the class and said, before I say what I got out of our class, I would like to make a request. Each one of us go tell 5 of our friends he'll find this guy Mike a kidney. So the class erupted. 500 strangers, only 2 African Americans in the class. And they're all looking to help find me this kidney. Class goes crazy. We're all going crazy. Everybody's screaming, hollering, crying. So we take another series of classes in which this journey began. As I'm going through this journey, one of my projects is to research the dot on the driver's license. What does that dot on the driver's license mean? And did my own research how people became organ donors, what that pink dot meant. I had no idea that it would help me in the future. I'm just doing a project. We do this one class where you have to make an unreasonable request, asking for something you would never, ever ask for. Someone said, so, Mike, what would you ask for? I said, well, God can provide me with all my needs. So I don't really need anything. I'm okay. My colleague said, hey, maybe if you ask for a kidney, somebody would give you one. All they can do is tell you no. But I couldn't see myself walking up to a stranger, touching her on her side and said, hey, can I have your kidney?
Right.
Just couldn't see myself doing that. So the person said, well, what's your blood type? I said, I'm O positive. This lady in the back of the room overheard that. So as I was leaving the class for the day, this woman walked up to me. She went, hey, Mike, I'm O positive. Make an unreasonable request. It didn't hit me what she was saying. But she said, okay, I'm walking away. You need to make your unreasonable request. And all I can say was, oh, my God. I said, may I have one of your kidneys? She said, what do I have to do? I said, go to UCLA and get tested. She said, well, I'll go in the morning. The next morning, I'm on the dialysis machine with my laptop and my cell phone making appointments for the day. I get a phone call. She says, hey, Mike, I'm at UCLA. We're going to run these tests. We're going to see what the status quo is, which you know anything in a couple of weeks. I said, okay, fantastic, thank you. 7 weeks go by, I don't hear a thing. 4th of July weekend comes up. She goes, hey, Mike, happy birthday. Happy birthday? My birthday's in May. She goes, no, I'm here at UCLA. And remember, 7 weeks has gone by. She's at UCLA. I said, are they harassing you? Are they bothering you? What do I need to do to have them leave you alone? I know we're not a match, so I need to make a phone call. I'll make sure they leave you alone. She goes, no. That's what I thought. They said they wanted to come and verify the test that they have found. And what they have found is not only are we a match, but we are the perfect match. Where the only way we could be an even closer match is to be born identical twins from the same cell.
Wow.
Now, this woman is Hawaiian, Irish, Welsh, German, Italian, and Arab. And I'm just a brother from South Central Los Angeles, grew up in the project. It's now time for the transplant to take place. Now, by the way, the class is going crazy. This woman that started this mission ended up being the perfect match for me. So now it's time to have the transplant. The transplant is scheduled for 9/11/2001, day of the Twin Tower tragedy.
Oh, wow.
Remember she's Muslim. So 3 days prior, there was a conflict in the schedule for the surgeon. So we get to push back 2 weeks. 9/11 happened. Her last name is Abdullah. She's being racially profiled. Can't get on a plane. People are throwing things in her yard. She's a 56-year grandmother of 2 at the time, being harassed like crazy. It gets to her point where her own family is asking her, why are you even giving a kidney to this black guy? She says, because that's what God told me to do. So with everything going on, with the tensions of 9/11, with the Muslim-Christian thing all going on, all this negative energy going on, 2 weeks to the day, you have a white Muslim woman donating a kidney to this African-American Christian in a Jewish hospital with a German, South African, and Jewish transplant team all coming together to give me this incredible gift of life.
Can you believe this amazing story? And trust me, there is more coming that will make this seem like nothing when you hear more surprises that were in store for Mike and his journey. It's all coming up next on the Community Review, Hot 92.3. Don't go away.